There you are. It's great to see you again. Did you find the home all right? Good. Well, it's a lot more remote than some of the other properties that we've looked at recently, but I think that's going to be one of the features that you really like about this place. As your realtor, of course, it's my job to make sure we find a home that best suits your needs, and I think this might just be the one. We've been on the house hunt for a long time, and I think we might have just come to the end of our journey in a good way. I hope so. Well, before we begin, it's beautiful, isn't it? I've had a chance to look around and just get everything opened up while I've been waiting on you, and it's just a beautiful home. I think you're going to be really impressed. I must forewarn you, though, that it is just a bit over the budget that you went over with me. It's right at $250,000 over, but I think you're going to be impressed with the amenities and everything that it has to offer. So just bear with me and let it kind of soak in as we view the place. All right, perfect. Well, I'll just get started with some of the basics. This is a turn-of-the-century Belford, perfectly preserved and move-in ready. So if you'd like to just move in and just relax before trying to make any updates or changes, I think this is perfectly suited for those needs. Or if you would really like to get your hands in and make this place your home and make some changes that would really make it specific to you. As you can see, it's kind of a blank canvas, so I would say it's moderately furnished, but has a lot of room for character creation and customization, if you will. So I thought you might like that. It's 16,000 square feet. I know. 12 bedrooms, 10 baths. Of course, we won't look at all of the bedrooms and baths this evening. We just will look at the highlights and look at some of the things that make it a little bit more unique and stand out compared to some of the previous properties that we viewed. We have a gentle rainstorm outside, so it should make for quite the relaxing experience. We also have a 25-acre property here surrounding the villa, wooded acreage, which I know that you've been looking for privacy with your immense wealth and popularity. It's nice to be able to escape and kind of have that nice secretive hideaway. So this will perfectly suit those needs. We also have a nice staff at the ready that's always looking after the place if you're here or not, so they can stay on board if you decide to purchase, or you can go with a in-house hire or something like that. It's completely your choice. All right. Well, as you can see, this is the grand entrance. The beautiful cobblestone grand staircase is obviously the main attraction to this ground floor. We have a 3-story house. We have the ground floor, the first floor, and the second floor. And the highlight of the ground floor here, besides from the beautiful red carpet that does run throughout the wonderful villa here, and the immaculately crafted woodwork in the custom baseboards and casing on the windows. But the absolute highlight to the ground floor is the plant nursery, which I myself find extremely unique, and I think we should go ahead and take a look at first. What do you think? All right, yeah, right this way. And here we are. As you can see, we have a beautifully maintained nursery here. This specializes in growing of herbs, shade plants, or any cave-dwelling plants. Of course, without the natural light from a window or a UV source, you won't be able to grow anything that requires a lot of sunlight, but this is perfect for those herbs and spices that you want to have utilized in your private kitchen with your personal shelf, things like that. Or if you would just like to have a place to get a bit of outdoor serenity within the confines of your beautiful home, this is the perfect spot. We have a humidity controlled room with the perfectly suited green carpet that actually is moisture resistant, so if you do happen to spill a bit of water while watering some of your plants or any of your other greenery here, it won't be a problem. It will absorb and dissipate. With your ability to grow your own vegetables and herbs and spices, like I mentioned before. This pairs perfectly with the beautiful kitchen that's included in the home. So I think that this is something that, if you have a bit of a green thumb, this might just be one of your favorite rooms in the house. What do you think? I thought that you might like it. These old Belfords are known for these special and really unique rooms that are a great place to start a tour when you have company. All right. Would you care to head back to the staircase and go up to the first floor? All right, follow me. Well, we've come to the top of the grand cobblestone staircase to the first floor. We were on the ground floor below. Now, the first floor, as you can see, really shows off that grand architecture and the custom baseboards, casing there on the windows. I think you'll really appreciate the wideness and height of the hallway walls and ceilings here. Really lend itself not only to that grand nature and just a almost foreboding and impressive just scale. Once you're in here, you can almost feel the age and the history. Wouldn't you agree? Of course, as you can see, we have plenty of natural lighting. There are windows that wrap around all of the exterior walls. Almost every room that is on the exterior of the building, or I guess along the exterior wall of the building rather, does have natural lighting with windows. If you would like to go over and take a look, I can show you the view. It has a really exquisite view of the mushroom forest and expansive valley below. Okay, yeah, just join me here at the window. Breathtaking, isn't it? As you can see, we do have a mountain there in the distance. So you not only have the wonderful spotted and just ever so delicately placed in the midst of the forest mushroom trees, but you also have the nice backdrop of the frigid and impressive, ominous mountain with a nice cozy just addition there. I think that this is a place I could envision you waking up early in the morning, have a coffee or a just nice enjoyable beverage in your hand. You're waking up from a nice restful sleep. You're walking the halls. You can hear the subtle just thumping of your foot against the wood, and you just stop here at the window just for a brief moment before beginning your day and getting on with the nuances and just professional nature of your very impressive business. And you gaze upon the valley below. You see the mountain. It reminds you of the force of nature that you are in the business world. And you see the trees below, full and brimming with life. And it brings a slight, ever so subtle smile to your face. That's how I envision a morning of yours occurring here in the house. Sounds pretty great, doesn't it? Of course, well, this similar type of view is available at almost every exterior window because, like I stated before, there are a beautiful 25 acre forest around your home, so you have a really wonderful view no matter which window you stop and gaze out of. So it's just always sure to be a very wonderful experience. Well, the other highlights here to the first floor are, of course, the private and very expansive kitchen. I do have a small team preparing a wonderful post-house tour meal for you, so we will give them a bit to finish up. But I can show you the formal dining room, which is extremely exquisite, as well as the wine showcase room. Where would you like to start? The wine showcase. All right, follow me. And here we are. We have a private wine room here on the first floor, just a few doors down from the kitchen and formal dining room. So let's just say that you are hosting a rather large party and the wine has begun to run a little bit low. You just take a quick jaunt down here to the wine room, select the finest aged wine from your private collection, and return to hosting your party. Sure to always get a round of applause when entering a room with additional bottles of wine. Trust me. If you are so inclined to fill up this wine room with your favorite wines, spirits, spritzers, or really any beverage of any sort, this winery actually holds a very impressive 300 bottle capacity. So I think that there will be almost a never-ending supply once this is filled. So if you are looking to host popular parties with a elegant and impressive nature, I think this might be one of the first stops that you want to make before heading to the dining room, which is next on the list for the tour. Alright, let's go. And here we are, just drink in the wonderful craftsmanship of the formal dining room. One thing that I want you to take note of is the contrast of lighting in this room. You'll notice that in most of your grand rooms in this villa, this has a fairly constant feel and atmosphere. You have a nice balance of the natural light from the windows, as well as the warm and subtle shadow casting light from the chandelier. You have a dual chandelier system here, of course, torch lit for that cozy and authentic feel. As you can see with the natural lighting of the windows, even on a day where we have a slight rain shower, you still have ample lighting, and it really just illuminates and brings life to the room. But on those nights where we do have an unfortunate thunderstorm, or it's night, or the overcast brings a slight gloom to the atmosphere outside, the flickering of the chandeliers will keep it nice and warm, inviting and cozy. I can just see you here, as you can see the tables with the ample amount of seating, hosting grand parties. You make your way from the winery, bottles in hand. You serve all of your guests. You're the life of the party, star of the show. And after the night winds down and all of your guests leave, you return to the dining room alone and enjoy a bit of calm solitude and serenity with a midnight snack, freshly prepared with your private chef, of course. There are just so many ways to enjoy a beautiful formal dining room such as this. No mansion is complete without a location like this one. What do you think? I agree, the embroidery on the rug is exquisite, and the chandelier craftsmanship is, well, it's something to behold. Alright, well, if you want to follow me back down the hall, I can take you to the staircase to the top floor, which in this home is known as the second floor. That is where all of your bedrooms and more private quarters are located. Perfect. And here we have the cobblestone staircase to the second floor, where we will find our bedrooms, library, study, and all of the more subtle and private quarters of the villa. I always prefer my homes to have the areas in which I am going to have my time spent alone or relaxing a bit separated from a house. Usually you would have it in a separate wing of a home, but in a house that's as grand as this one, you actually get to have it on its very own floor. So it's something that, well, it's really hard to beat in terms of relaxation and privacy. What do you say we take the climb? After you. The first room that I'd like to show you is an example of one of several bedrooms that you can find. This is just your generic spare room. Of course, this is a multi-bed room. This can be used for children or families that might be staying with you if you have a contemporary setting with guests and you need multiple beds. You can utilize a room like this. Still very large and roomy. We have nice reading desk for your guest enjoyment, or if maybe you would just like the feel of a hotel environment, or maybe a getaway within your own home and would like to have a break from your own room, you can just choose one of your several spare rooms and just spend a night there in a very different environment than what you are used to on any given night. It's that sort of excitement and freedom due to the large scale of your home that you are awarded with a villa such as this one. We still have those grand views that all of your guests will appreciate, and sometimes you might just want to come in here and take a look out the window just to get a view of this side of the home and your acreage below. And I'm sure your guest will appreciate the high quality and roominess of these spare rooms. They're just such a nice thing to have in a house this big. But if you'd like a bit more traditional guest room, that's next on the list, so follow me. And here we have a much more traditional single bed guest room. This type of room, as you can see, complete with the fireplace. We have potted plants here for a nice brightness and greenery that just brings a bit of charm and hominess. This room is much more private. It's much more accommodating to an individual's needs. And may I suggest that these rooms are usually reserved for more VIP guests. Perhaps you have a family member who is staying with you for an extended period of time. You have a member of your staff or cleaning crew that stays with you on the premises. This is a great permanent room. And or maybe you have an older child or simply just have someone in on business. This is a wonderful room. It's quaint but still high class and high quality, so there won't be any complaints from any of your guests, and this really has everything they would need in any sort of even short-term to long-term stays. What do you think? Right, yes, it is wood heat from the fireplace, so if they would like to light it in the warmer months just for their enjoyment, or perhaps cooking a private meal, they are more than welcome. It will work on multifaceted functions. All right, well, next on the list is the master bedroom. Follow me. Here we have the master bedroom. As you can see, we have a traditional Belford original 2-bed setup. This was customary in the Belford design and of course can be swapped out for a singular large bed or multi-small beds like your spare room, whatever your needs would require. But the nice view here is of course appreciated, and unlike the spare and guest rooms, we do have very designated study desk for work, or maybe you are a bit restless from a long week at work or those busy and important business meetings that you have. You wake up in the middle of the night, you are pacing your very roomy master bedroom suite here, and you think, I think I will sit at my desk, enjoy being bathed in the moonlight, and crack open a book and wind back down for sleep. That's something that you could accomplish here in this master bedroom suite. We do have some end tables here, over here to the side, that of course you can decorate, and any kind of furniture or other furnishings of course can be applied to your heart's content. These old Bedfords didn't really have as large of master bedroom suites as some of the other houses that you and I have toured recently, but they have a very specific design that when you see one, you know it's a Belford immediately, and that tradition, I think, really sells it. It's almost a bit reserved, but extremely refined, all at the same time. Of course, I thought you would agree. Well, even though this master bedroom is a wonderful place to spend time in, I think our next location will really blow you away. And here we have my personal favorite room in the house, the master library. The library here boasts 4, yes, you heard that correctly, 4 bookshelves, all filled to the brim with a vast variety of books that can be utilized and read to your heart's content. They do come with the house. I am thrilled to inform you of that. The books include all sorts of fiction, non-fiction, historical and encyclopedic knowledge of areas and biomes in this region. So you can become a master of your area just by spending time in your personal library. As you can also see, we do have reading booths that can be utilized by a multitude of guests. There are 4 booths in this room, so you can bring your party up after a long night of enjoying your wine and dining room, and in the morning they can all enjoy a nice read and better themselves and enrich themselves in culture. Or you can spend a nice rainy afternoon or thunderstorm-filled night up here just diving into a great book and learning or just getting enjoyment. It's just a extremely regal room, and might I say, no mansion or villa is complete without one. So this is something to boast about to your friends or colleagues or just anyone who is willing to listen. The library here is just the absolute example of class when it comes to an individual like yourself. So I think that this is a very good selling point for any home. But as much as I enjoy this library, it's your opinion that truly matters. Tell me, what do you think? I thought you would enjoy it. You are a person of great taste and class, so I'm not surprised. But let's just imagine that perhaps your library is so popular with your family or guests that it sometimes, or on a particular evening, feels a bit too crowded, and maybe you need a slightly quieter place to enjoy your book. Lucky for you, this mansion has just the place. Allow me. Just a few short steps down the hall, I present you your very own private reading nook. As you can see, your bookshelves continue. You can, of course, place a variety of books that best suits this sort of area. This is a more private and serene, tightly compact room that really gives you a great view of the surrounding valley and offers an ample amount of natural light. So let's say that you just need a quiet place to escape and just get a bit more cozy feel. Maybe you're in a extremely comfortable and relaxing state while reading a particular novel about the historical happenings here in this area, or maybe you're just getting in the mood of a spooky thriller. This room will allow you to really sit beneath the crescent moon and enjoy your book, or just look over a nice sunny valley as you read about the history of your ancestors. Any sort of situation in this private nook is sure to be enjoyable. I thought so. This is usually one of anyone who tours this premises, one of their favorite spots. So I would really just try to envision yourself here, because I think I see it in your eyes that this might just be a place that you are, or I guess might become very familiar with. But we do have one last stop before you get too excited about the potential of purchasing this particular home. This is the crown jewel. If you would like to feel as though you are the king of the castle or said mansion, or just need a place to brood on your thoughts or focus your intentions, this next room will be just the place. I present to you the private study. Notice the private bookshelf. Now, this study, as you can see with the brass antique lock on the door, is meant for privacy and a place that you can escape to for a bit of reprieve and focus, clearing your head and really getting into your thoughts, meditating. Your bookshelf, this is a place you could keep your prized possession of books that are not meant for the common folk or just average eye. Maybe the occult texts or books on the mystic arts that are not for everyday folk. This is where you could keep them in your very own private study. The collection here is sure to be something that you would want to study in private or keep all to yourself, and this is the perfect place. Notice the map of the surrounding area. You can become familiar and plot out all of your next business ventures, your next bills, perhaps properties that you would like to acquire that are adjacent to this one, or just you would like to sit at your study desk and just brood over your success, or perhaps a recent failure that you are sure to not let happen again. Maybe you are plotting revenge on a business partner that has done you wrong, or a rival in the business world. This study is where you would accomplish all of those things. This is at the heart of the second floor. It is almost the brain of your villa here. This is where all of your important decisions could be made, and somewhere that I could envision a powerful person such as yourself spending a lot of time. What do you think? I thought you looked like the type who could use a private study with a private and untouched library collection. I thought so. Well, I'm happy to hear it, but before you make any decision, I tell all of my clients, if you are interested in the house, which, are you interested in the house at all? Perfect. Well, I tell all of my clients, let's give it one night. You can contact me in the morning, and if you are still meant for this home, then we can cover the details. How does that sound? I like to be fair and honest up front and make sure that you are making the best decision possible, especially with a house of this scale and magnitude of cost. Of course, well, I do have a feeling, although, that I will be hearing from you, but I will wait and prepare the paperwork just in case. Now, like I said, I did have the staff prepare you a nice post-tour meal, so if you'd like to go enjoy that, and then I can see you on your way. It's been a pleasure to tour another home with you. Hopefully this will be a winner. All right, well, let's see about that meal.